something like this would be. That's it. Yo, good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Please go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love Urban. All right, so again, you guys, we're taking time out of our vacation to make sure that you guys know how to heal yourself. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do here. I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I'm your homie HerbMan. We're coming live from South Africa. You guys live on TikTok. Please go somewhere, get situated so that you guys can learn about how to heal yourself. And you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. We teach you here on the HerbMan Show about the human frame and the human design so that you guys can be well on your way to the happiness, wholeness, and wellness that you so surely seek, okay? So this is a free information station. You guys don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. All you simply got to do is pay attention. And how we do that on the HerbMan Show is by double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. If you keep tapping, I'll keep talking. I'll work for mine, you work for yours, and let's start to really vibe together today. All right, so we've been talking to you guys, and plus, if y'all are new to the station, once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get into the subject matter at hand. All right, so you guys must understand that we've been teaching you that there's no panacea product, but there is a panacea program. How to reprogram is to deprogram. Our system is a deprogramming system. It's not going to reprogram you with other information. It's not going to put nothing new in you. It's just going to take all of the old gunk, all of the old stock, all of the pre-programmed and pre-conditions and preconceived notions and pre-packaged things that you have in you. It's just going to clear that up, you guys. What we're trying to attempt to do is get you to leave notions and pre-packaged things that you have in you. It's just going to clear that up, you guys. What we're trying to attempt to do is get you to, it's just going to clear that up, you guys. What we're trying to attempt to do is get you to work on a clean slate instead of trying to take something out and re-put something in a state. In a clean slate, in a moment, in a minute. And once we start to be able to do those things, we'll be able to see clearly about health. All right, you guys keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Let's go ahead and get there. Your homie coming live from Eswatini. Okay, live from Eswatini. Come here, Woos. You know, I still got to do daddy duties even though we over here on the live. Yeah. You finished? You peeked it? All right, peace. All right, man, so you guys must understand. So once we get here, we'll get you guys to understand. So what we're talking about today, I didn't really want to put a title on it, but today is talking to you about the mistakes that have been made from our past, okay? The mistakes that have been made from our past. Now, a lot of us know our mistakes. A lot of us know what we went wrong and this, that, and the third. So I'm not trying to harp on where you went wrong at or this, that, and the third, but we're talking about as a collective, okay? As a collective, we're already there. So as a collective, you've been taught to ascend, okay? How many of you guys have never been taught to ascend, right? Most of us, even in the religious text, even if you're looking at all of the religiosity that goes on in our community, they're teaching us about how to ascend, right? How to go up. And so in essence, what they're teaching us about is, again, this thing called ascension, okay? Okay, what all of the gurus of all of the old ancient people have been teaching us about is how to get away from the matter. So you're teaching spirit to leave matter. So ascension equals spirit leaving matter. That's what ascension truly is, right? So all of the lessons, all of the old school stuff, you guys keep tapping out, keep talking. Remember, get us up to 100K, you guys, all right? There's going to be more people coming to the live. They know I don't play around with this shit here, okay? So at the end of the day, you guys, what I'm teaching you is stuff that you're not going to learn anywhere else. You can't bypass me and go to YouTube and get this. You can't bypass me and go to Bobby Price. They're not teaching this. Yaki ain't teaching this. Patrick Dales ain't teaching this. Now, they don't bypass me and go to Bobby Price. They're not teaching this. Yaki ain't teaching this. Patrick Dales ain't teaching this. Now, that don't mean that they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing a hell of a job at what they do, but they don't teach this. So you don't, Dales ain't teaching this. Now, that don't mean that they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing a hell of a job at what they do, but they don't teach this. So you don't get a holistic understanding of really what it is, so that you can not be attached to Bobby Price all your life, so that you can not be attached to Patrick Dales all your life, so that you can not be attached to Yaki all your life. You got to be able to know this stuff yourself. And so what I'm trying to get you to understand is that anything being left out by anything outside of you is just a plot to keep you connected. You see? So the reason why the doctor's office give you a diagnosis is because with that diagnosis, you're forever codependent on their solutions. It's a reason why the doctor's office or the therapist or the counselor is going to give you these diagnoses, because with that diagnosis is your codependency on them, because they diagnose you with something that you can't deal with yourself, supposedly, but you can. So what's happening is every day you go to church, to the synagogue, to the mosque, you're being taught how to ascend. So the old gurus before us, be quiet, the old gurus before us was taught about ascension. So the body didn't matter that much, right? So they were very high-minded, but no earthly, no fleshly good, right? Very high-minded, but no earthly, no fleshly good, because of the ascension being taught. So what we're trying to do with the owner's manual for your measly, funky $50, what we're trying to do is teach you how descension is, okay? I'm trying to teach you descension. Okay? I'm trying to teach you descension, because what I want you to do is I'm trying to teach you how to marry the spirit with the matter. I'm trying to get you to bring your spirit down into the flesh. I'm trying to get you to bring your spirit down into your flesh, not get your spirit to leave your flesh. Ascension is nothing more than the death consciousness. Oh, did he say that? The spirit, the ascension is nothing more than death consciousness. It's the death consciousness. So if I get you to fast and I get you to just throttle away and you just want to leave every little earthly aspect, you know, even Paul in the Bible was one of the most prolific people of the Bible, because he wrote most of the epistles of the New Testament. I think about 21 epistles. But now when you're looking at Paul, you must understand that he had this same cry. He said, look here, I want to be gone too. I know this information. I want to be where you are. But God told him in the scriptures, God told him, he said, but I'd rather you be here. Because your job is not done here. There is an importance that comes from the fundamental part of you, which is your body. Your body is the vehicle to the ascension. So you can't go here without the body. Your body is the instrument for ascension. Your body is the instrument for ascension. If you degrade, if you deteriorate, if you ignore the influence and the importance of the lower self, the body consciousness, then guess what? You'll never get to a higher consciousness. Now here's the thing. These people did get to a higher consciousness, but not in totality. Why? Because they didn't know enough about how to descend. Spirit going into matter instead of spirit leaving matter. Okay? Instead of spirit leaving and alleviating the physical plane, we want you to be able to bring this down into the matter and then allow the flesh, then allow the spirit to be able to control while being in the fleshly thing. Right? So descension, spirit into matter, is what we want. Okay? We want spirit into matter, not leaving matter. We want spirit into matter. And when you get spirit into matter, then you begin to understand that this is the everlasting consciousness. Okay? Once you begin to understand how to descend, how to bring your spirit, how to bring your mind back into present moment, how to bring your spirit back into the present moment. When you're able to understand how to be able to couple this together, we want you to not see, when you are trying to ascend, this is individualism. You stand single-minded, right? This is individualism. Okay? You stand single-minded. What we need for you to do is we need for you to be this alchemist. Okay? This alchemist. And we need for you to operate with the both of you, the female and the masculine and the feminine energy within. The higher and the lower self needs to be married. And then you operate in the oneness. You guys are failing to marry. And so what's happened is because you're not finding the appropriate opposition. You're not understanding the alchemy of life. You're not understanding the formula of life, the polarity of life. And so what happens is because there's so much frustration that comes in trying to ascend that you begin to just want to go by yourself. Let me go alone. Let me go by myself. Let me go through this journey by myself. Let me go through this thing by myself. Let me get there. Don't nobody else get there. Let me go through this with my, and so what's happening is you're trying to ascend, but the purpose ain't trying to go by yourself. The purpose is to marry the two. Okay? Have you studied the flower of life? What did you find out? Can you go into it a little? Yes, I've learned about the flower of life, and that's what we're teaching you. Okay? We're teaching you the flower of life without us having to put that diagram up. The flower of life is no different than the circadian rhythm of the planet, right? There's no different than the sun's ecliptic. There's no different than the nature's frequency. There's no different than the yin and the yang. There's no different than the doshas, the kapha, the pitta, the vata. There's no different than the prana or the chi. It's no different than any of those other things. And so it's all encompassing. It's all synchronicity. And so what I'm literally teaching you is the flower of life, is the life path, without it just being a number, okay? So the life path, without it just being a number, it looks like this. So your number 6, your number 8, your number 11, your number 33, your number 22 is in this particular scale. Okay, and we with the owner's manual, okay, the owner's manual is what we're talking about. We with the owner's manual can get you to understand what that life path means in the life path journey. So if you ever looked at what the life path looks like, it looks like a sound wave, an electromagnetic wave. It looks like the ecliptic of the sun. It's the path of the sun. That's your life path. And you're on this yellow brick road just like the sun is, okay? And that's why we're all trying to follow the sun, whether it be the Son of God and you call it Jesus, just like the sun is, okay? And that's why we're all trying to follow the sun, whether it be the Son of God and you call it Jesus, or whether it be the Son of God and you call it the actual S-U-N. In nature, we always follow the sun's path. We've always followed the sun's path. So this has led us to understand this thing right here. Ascendance then is going to be transcendent. Okay? Transcendence, okay? Now, what is transcendence? Okay? While descension is going to be transformed. Okay? One is going to get you to transcend while the other one's going to get you to transform. Which one of these do you think is the actual purpose of life? Is it to just transcend or is it to transform? Be ye renewed by the... Okay, so which one do you guys think it is? Come on, guys. How do you find what number you're on? You just calculate your birthday. Okay, sugar farmer. You just calculate your birthday, man. So you just add up everything in your birthday. So you were born in 6/19/1979. You're going to say 6 plus 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 9. 6/19/1979. 6 plus 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 9. That's how you get your life path number. All right? So at the end of the day, one is transcendence and one is transform. Well, what is transcendence? Transcendence is when you're going what? Up and out. Okay? Transcendence is when you're up and out. Okay? Up and out is when you're going beyond the limits. You're going outer limits. Okay? Transcendence is when you're going up and out. Up and beyond. You're going beyond the limits. But transforming is when you're actually using the two things that you have to create something new. Okay? So you're not going up and out. Here, transform, you're going in. Okay? Here, you're going in. You're not going up and out. You're going down and in. Okay? This is where you go down and in. So what we want and what we're looking for when we're looking at health and wealth and social status renewal, we're looking at something that promotes renewal. We're looking at something that promotes transformation. We're looking at something that promotes something new. And the only thing on this letter, only thing that's on this page that's promoting something new is this particular thing. And so we're not being taught this. Every single person all the way up to right now, you're learning from the old gurus. So you're studying trying to teach people this. Everybody on social media, all the way from TikTok to Instagram to Snapchat to whatever you got, the gurus, they're following the old gurus and they're teaching you transcendence. No, I want to teach you descension. I'm trying to teach you transformation. Transformation is a different teaching than transcendence. If you are ready to transform today, please reach out to us, the Owner's Manual. Okay? You reach out, you DM us, somebody will get you here. This don't cost you nothing but $50 as an investment for the rest of your life. Okay? For the rest of your life, you're going to have this information for one $50 investment. $50? Yes. This is $1 million information that you get for $50. That's what we're doing, okay? Got to make it accessible, got to make it affordable, and got to make it effective, okay? And that's what we've done here. Every single guru that I've learned from, every single pastor, preacher, bishop, every single imam, every single guru, yogi, everybody has been teaching this right here. But this is not the real teaching, because you don't need to learn how to leave. You need to learn how to utilize. Yes, you're going to want to leave when you can't get the utilization down. Yes, you're going to want to leave when you can't get the formula down pat. Yes, you're going to want to leave when you can't get the miracle potion that you need for your situation to work for you in a more frequent understanding. I get it. Because you don't understand alchemy, yes, you will want to ascend to get the fuck on, because you're not necessarily fit for here. The people who are fit for here are alchemists. The people who are fit for here are people who know how to utilize formula, who knows how to utilize energy. Nothing in the formula, it ain't nothing but energy. Okay? You got an energy of obstruction. Okay? You got an energy of power, and you got an energy of vitality. Okay? So there's going to be some obstructory energy, which is the force of resistance. So we already know that this is what this is. The FOR, the force of resistance, right? That's your obstruction. It's going to come. It's in alchemy. That means it's in the day. It's in you ain't got to have no girl to get an obstruction. You ain't got to have no man to get an obstruction. You ain't got to have no children to have an obstruction. This stuff comes with the life. It is the formula for life. So therefore, there's going to be some obstructory things happening to you in the lion, tigers, and bears, whether you like it or not. Okay? And then you got here the force of creation, the power. Okay? The force of resistance is obstruction. The force of creation is your power. Your power. How much power do you got to make something come to about? Then when you do that, the new outcome is this new vitality. Okay? V means vitality. So then you have this renewed sense of understanding, this renewed sense of balance. Okay? So what we got to do is remove the obstruction. Well, the obstruction can not only come into you via toxins and via disease and sickness and via all these things, but they also can come into you via emotions, via your thought life, can be obstructory toward the power that you have for the situation that's in front of you. So if financial woes is the obstruction and you don't have the power to remove the obstruction, and so if sickness is the obstruction and you don't have no power, no force of creation to remove that obstruction, and so if social anxiety and loneliness is the obstruction, then you don't have the power to remove the obstruction. So that means that you have no force of creation. Your creational force has to be just as strong, if not stronger, than the force of creation. And when you see when two energies meet, they formulate something new, a new currency, a new wave, a new understanding, a new agenda, a new result, a new you. Okay? So this lesson that we're learning is that you must cross out ascension. Okay? We don't want to keep learning ascension. Okay? You guys keep tapping out, keep talking. You guys keep tapping out, keep talking. You guys, this is very good information. All right? They nobody teaching y'all this but me. But we want to time out for ascension. I don't want to go up and out. I want to go down and in. And so what I mean is that I want to go on the inside of me. I want to learn about me more. You can't heal yourself unless you know thyself. And so what we need is for somebody to teach me how to begin to marry the spirit into the matter. How to be able to get my spirit to go in my flesh and take control instead of trying to come out of my flesh with a white flag waving retreat. So because when you start trying to ascend, which means when you're trying to leave out the body, when you're trying to, this is a death consciousness, when you're trying to leave the body alone and when you're trying to escape the body instead of transmutate. Okay? So ascension is an escape route. Okay? Ascension is somebody trying to teach you how to escape. But we don't need to learn how to escape. We need to learn how to transmute. I don't need to learn how to run. I need to fight. See? Because as long as you're staying trying to escape, this is a sympathetic nervous system condition. This is a faithless condition. This is an anxiety condition. This is the high blood pressure. This is the diabetes. This is the cancer. This is the autoimmunity up in here. Okay? Because as long as you're trying to escape, it's because you don't have an answer, a solution. You don't have the understanding of the problem in which you're residing in. And so what we're trying to teach you is we don't want a whole bunch of escapists. We want a whole world of transmuters. People who know how to transmute a situation into the situation that will benefit them. People who know how to go into the room and allow the room to be able to feed off of them. People who understand the opportunities and understand how to decipher and decode opportunity and be able to always benefit from every single thing that is happening to them in the same time and space. People who see lessons as a blessing instead of seeing lessons as mess. people who understand how to be able to perceive things in a different way to where they get the most and the good out of the situation instead of the worst. And so what we're trying to teach you is how to bring your spirit from your mind down into your body and be present in the moment. This is everlasting consciousness instead of the death consciousness. What we're trying to teach you is that this is ascension of the ancestral knowledge, but this is what we got to go into. This is what hadn't been taught. And so when you got gurus of old time that were coming in, that were learning that the body wasn't hidden on nothing, that the Lord's self, this is what hadn't been taught. And so when you got gurus of old time that were coming in, that were learning that the body wasn't hidden on nothing, that the Lord's self kill the flesh, that you had to die to the flesh, that you had to be able to sacrifice the flesh. And that's why Isaac took his son on the mountain, right, to sacrifice the flesh. So you got to understand that when you've been taught this the whole time, you feel like the body ain't nothing, but that's the misnomer. The body is the instrument to ascension, meaning that you can't truly ascend until you know how to transmute. You can't, transcendence doesn't come before transforming. Transcendence comes after you transform. Ascension doesn't come before descension. Ascension comes after you've descended. See, you don't want to go inward. You're just trying to go up and out. But we don't know what to press the buttons to go up and out. Go inward. You're just trying to go up and out. But we don't know what to press the buttons to go up and out. Okay? We don't know what your buttons are. I don't know what buttons that make you fly. I don't know what buttons that make your day. But you do. And if you don't, then we'll learn those things via the owner's manual for a funky, measly $50. And we'll learn your day. But you do. And if you don't, then we'll learn those things via the owner's manual for a funky, measly $50. And we'll learn you. Because that's why we call it the owner's manual. This serves as a guide for you. This don't help you heal your sister. It ain't going to help you heal your mama. But it'll help you heal you. Okay? And so it's all about focusing back on what's important. You. You're the most important thing to the dynamic, okay? And so now, lastly, we understand that this right here is going to teach me how this alchemical marriage takes place, right? Not necessarily about man and woman, but more about heaven and earth, right? More about the higher you and the lower you, the heaven, the mind, and the foot, right? The whole you. It's more about the heaven and the earth, the sun and the moon, more than it is about species. It's more about energies, okay? So how do we able to marry the energies within my day, my moment, my time, my week, as you keep tuning in to the HerbMan Show? And then last but not least, what we're attempting to do with this information is transform. So the HerbMan Show and what we're trying to teach you guys is about how to transform, not how to transcend. I'm not trying to get you to transcend your sickness. I'm trying to get you to transform it. I'm not trying to get you to transcend and go beyond your financial situation, because that will be unrealistic. What we're trying to do is get you to transform your financial situation, not transcend it. I'm not trying to get you to transcend your social status, okay? You are where you are right now. That don't need to line you and making you think that you're above the reality of what it is. You are alone. But what we're trying to do is teach you how to transform that loneliness into the family dynamic or social status that you desire. We're not teaching you transcendence, and I'm not teaching you ascension. I'm teaching you descension and transformation. Everybody get that? Put some ones in the chat. All right? And matter of fact, ain't nobody stun y'all. Y'all make SYT it. Ain't nobody stun y'all. Tap that screen. I keep talking. Yes, sir. I've already gave y'all enough. Right there. If I never say another thing again, I've done my job for the day. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please DM us and we will get you the information that you need. If I never say nothing else, I've already gave you a mouthful today. We are not teaching how the old gurus used to teach. We're not teaching ascension or transcendence, young people. We're teaching you transmutation and transformation. You need to learn how to be an alchemist. You need to, and look, alchemy, even back then, the old gurus, they looked at alchemy and went outside, and they thought that gold outside of them was more valuable than the gold inside. Okay, this alchemy that we're teaching you is not about trying to fixate on anything outside of you being any grander than the things that you can produce inside of you. You can produce the things that you need. Consume the things you produce and produce the things you consume. What are those? Your thoughts, your singing, your laughing, your ability to be in bliss, your ability to perceive this as heaven, your ability to understand this thing in a higher consciousness. There's no guru on the planet who's came into this paradigm today, even my wife and people that are watching me, listening right now, ain't never heard of nobody teaching you, don't try to ascend, but try to descend and go within. There's no guru that you've ever heard say that. There's nobody on the planet telling you that you can heal yourself for free if you learn how to sing, laugh, dance, and be in love with life. There's nobody telling you that that's how you're producing the medicine within you, that serotonin and melatonin and oxytocin and gamma and that endorphins and that cortisol and all of that doing bliss and happiness and peace and love and all of that type of stuff is your actual medicine. And medication ain't stronger than that medication right there, and herbs ain't stronger than those things right there. And so if you're already innately came into the particular paradigm with your own medicine, all ain't stronger than those things right there. And so if you're already innately came into the particular paradigm with your own medicine, all how to transmute this thing that we're dealing with. Everybody is dealing with it. Everybody is dealing with an obstructory force, and everybody is dealing with a creative force. Everybody is dealing with a masculine energy, and everybody is dealing with a feminine energy. Everybody is dealing with the higher self, and everybody is dealing with the lower self. But do you know how to use this stuff for your benefit? What say you? Put some ones in the chat. If you know how to use alchemy as your benefit, if you're learning what I'm teaching you and you get it, if somebody can get it today and say, damn, this brother is saying everything is about chemistry. Everything is about the chemistry or something. Is this in my chemistry? Are you chemistry with me? Are you vibing with me? Are you on the same level? When the job say, are you the right fit? Do you feel like you're the right fit? Is there a good vibing with me? Are you on the same level? When the job say, are you the right fit? Do you feel like you're the right fit? Is there a good you in the community, in the neighborhood that you're trying to live in? Is there good chemistry between you and your family members or friends? Is there good chemistry between you and the day going? Is there good chemistry between what's going on with you in your life? Is there good chemistry? And if it ain't good chemistry, can you produce the outcome that you're looking for through the chemistry? Can you change the ingredients in the chemistry? Okay, so the day's gonna give you a little sun and a little water and a little air, but what is you gonna bring to the table to produce the chemistry of a good day? Just because the sun is out today don't mean it's going to be a good day. You got to produce the ingredients also to make a sunny day for you. You got to be able to produce the chemistry, the ingredients. You got to bring ingredients and energy to the table, as well as the sunlight's energy, as well as the air's energy, as well as the water's energy, as well as the earth's energy coming to the table. Then it's about Susan. What kind of energy are you bringing, Pinky? What kind of energy did you bring to the day, Shantae? Look here. When you come to the table of life, life is giving you some certain ingredients. Can you make a great day out of it, okay? So if it's raining today, if it's sunny today, if it's cloudy today, if it's stagnated today, muggy today, it don't matter. The day gave you some light, it gave you some air, it gave you some water, and it gave you some earth. What other ingredients that you, when you wake your ass up into the day, that you're going to bring into the day that's going to make this day be the day that you need to be? That's what we're looking for, OG Pamela, okay? That's what we're looking for, OG Pamela. We want you to understand that your ingredients is just as important as God's ingredients. So nature gave you some ingredients, but you got to add your ingredients into it in order for it to be the result that you're looking for in the day. I can turn a rainy day sunny if I add the right ingredients. I can turn a sunny day rainy if I add the right ingredients. Now, I can't make the rain come from the earth, but I can make the rain come in my life. I can't make the sun shine on the earth, but I can make the light come into my life. It's all about what ingredients I add to this melting pot of life. Okay, OG Pamela. So that's what we're talking about, Shante. And so now when we're teaching this understanding, we're trying to get you to understand that the gurus had it wrong with ascension. The gurus had it wrong with leaving the body. The gurus had it wrong with spirit leaving the body. The gurus got it wrong with the death consciousness. The gurus got it wrong with going to heaven in your death. The gurus got it wrong with dying, period. The gurus got it wrong with fasting until death. The gurus had it wrong with sacrificing until death. The gurus had it wrong with all of these different things because they were trying to leave this paradigm. But what we're trying to get you to understand is that when you evolve and when you're going to that new thing, then God is going to create a man. God is going to create a woman. God is going to create an energy that's going to come in and say, you had it wrong for thousands of years. I didn't want you to go up and out. I wanted you to go down and inside of you is where the gold is at. The alchemy is not on the outside of you. The alchemy is on the inside. The gold on you, the gold inside of you is more precious than the gold outside in the earth. That's what we're trying to teach. We had it all wrong, and that's okay because it got us up to this point to understand who has been learning from our ancestors. You guys have been learning history, but have you been learning his story? See, because when you learn history, sometimes you can start to kind of join the team. You can start to kind of, join the class. You start to get your associations and affiliations up. But when you look at it from an eagle's eye perspective, I keep teaching you guys about this 360-degree perspective. This is the number of the gurus. Why? Because this means holism. This means the eagle eye perspective. This is the vantage point of Jesus. This is the vantage point of Buddha. This is the vantage point of Mitra, of Krishna. This is the vantage point of Jesus. This is the vantage point of Buddha. This is the vantage point of Mitra, of Krishna. This is the vantage point of those that got to this higher understanding. And so, yes, we understand that this is the all-seeing eye, right? Because you can see all from a 360-degree perspective. But this 360-degree perspective is nothing more than detachment. If you stay detached, and if you don't like the good and you don't like the bad, then you stay detached. If good don't make you feel like you the shit, and if bad don't make you feel like you ain't shit, then you did good. If good don't make you feel like you God, and if bad don't make you feel like you the devil, then you're doing good. Because that means that you're not attached to any ego. And if bad don't make you feel like you the devil, then you're doing good. Because that means that you're not attached to any ego. The knowledge of good and evil. Don't eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Why? Because that makes you attached. If you call it good, you're going to be attached to it. If you call it bad, you're going to be automatically detached to it. And so therefore, you've been attached to what your label of good is, and you're going to be automatically detached to it. And so therefore, you've been attached to what your label of good is, and you're being detached. And therefore, now you begin to pivot and pilgrimage into areas and sojourn into areas where the purpose for life is not necessarily meaning that. Well, I just want to do good. That's a label. We don't know what good is. Nature is neutral. Neutral is natural. Nature is neutral. It don't love you more than the lion. Nature don't love human beings more than the lion. Nature don't love your ass more than the bear cub. Nature don't love you more than the fucking fish. Just because you can walk and talk and you can think doesn't mean that nature, mama, loves one child over the other. Nature don't love you more than that. That's why if your ass walk in the nighttime in the safari, a lion will eat your ass up. And nature won't stop it because nature don't differentiate between the two. It's all of creation and it's going off of natural selection. But you Nature don't differentiate between the two. It's all a creation and it's going off of natural selection. But you and then here come this little cold and flu that hit you that you ain't got dominion over. You think that you've been taught dominion and you got control, but then here comes this little poverty that keeps knocking at your goddamn door that you can't get over. You think that you got control and people told you that you go get all of this stuff and degrees and you go put all this jewelry around you. And so see, degrees ain't nothing but clothes. Degrees ain't nothing but clothes. So you go put all this jewelry on, degrees. You put earrings on, degrees. You got your makeup on, degrees. You got your clothes, your boots on, degrees. You got your all fancy and you got everything on. But it doesn't guarantee you what? It doesn't guarantee you anything. So what we're trying to get us to understand is that when we rip away, going back to more of the nakedness, going back to more of the bareness, going back to more of the naturalness and the neutrality of it all. The naturalness and the neutrality of it all will allow us to be able to perceive things in the 360-degree format. Yeah, we like winning, but winning ain't, you know, I learn in winning and I learn in losing. How can I choose? They both give me lessons. I probably learn more in losing than I learn in winning. So it don't matter if I win or lose. I'm looking for the lesson. You get it? Not the label. Something deeper. Okay? So now understanding this, now don't continue to keep trying to ascend, my young people and old people. Don't keep trying to leave your body. That's death. That's death. You don't want nobody no more coming to you, talking to you, telling you anything about spirit leaving matter. You want somebody now start to talk to you about how spirit can descend into matter. How can we formulate and marry the two together like the bride and groom, like the Adam and Eve, like the when he left his home and cleaved to his wife? What is this talking about? This down here, but they teaching you this. Because they feel like you'll never get the alchemical marriage of the story of Jesus. You'll never get the alchemical marriage of the story of Krishna, of Buddha. You'll never get the alchemical marriage of the study of what's that old ancient native Indian story? Chichotetl, or whatever they call it, with the dragon and the corn and all this type of stuff, man. Look, it's all this. But they've been teaching it from this standpoint. So you, for the longest, have been under the wrong tutelization. We should not be teaching ascension. We should be teaching descension and how to marry the spirit to matter and how the two become one. But the cheap way out is when you can't make two into one and your ass just remain the one. Okay? You just remain the one. Thank you, OG Pamela Carter. This might be your first time on the show, but it look like you're having a good time. I appreciate all the love. HerbMan voice. You already know it, Scoop. You already know how we do it, baby. Yes, sir. You got to put it in there. All right. Any questions? Any questions about what you're hearing here today? Now, I can't erase this. We're live from Eswatini. Mabani to be exact, you guys, I can't erase it, but we did bring the paperwork for you to be able to learn from. Not my first time, King. Oh, okay, OG. Well, I can already tell anyway, just because how excited you is. I already know you already know what's happening. Okay? So with this being said, when you're coming into the care of HerbMan, when you're coming to get your owner's manual, when you're wanting to get get your owner's manual, stuff like that, you want to get the herbal blend, understand that the fundamental principle of it all is that we're not trying to get you to transcend out of your body. I'm not, look, Christians, and I grew up as a Christian. I was a Christian minister. Everybody know me by now. Y'all know my little biography. But at the end of the day, we're not trying to continue to keep teaching bullshit that don't work. It doesn't work. Nobody has came back from this teaching. There's no second coming of Buddha from this teaching. There was no second coming of Jesus. Okay, he ain't came back. Now I know y'all chronicleize Easter as that, so we'll keep that between you and what you believe in. But my grandmama said Jesus is supposed to come back again. My grandmama told me, my great-grandmama told me, we still waiting. We still waiting on the Savior. We still waiting on the King. You know that? But from what my grandmama told me, we waiting. He coming. So therefore, he hadn't came back yet because you're teaching Ascension. They left the body. When you leave your body, I don't give a fuck what they teaching you. When your mama or your granddaddy or your baby or whoever you seen die in your family, when they left their body, did they come back? And therefore, ain't nobody historically who left their body came back. This does not work. This is the fallibility of the gurus before us. I'm here to show you how to understand history better. We don't supposed to continue to go through the dark room, the dark caves of information of our ancestors. If you learn well enough and if you're understanding how to synchronize, you can see the fallibility of humankind. You can see the fallibility of the evolution of mankind. You can see where we're sputtering and we're stagnated in our particular sojourn. And then that's where you come in if you're trying to help. That's where you come in and help us along the ditches of the life when you got a bunch of humans trying to exodus and trying to transcend through the life path, and you get stuck at a Grand Canyon of life. You get stuck at a particular stumbling block or a speed bump of life, and then now the migration, the Bluetooth cannot continue. Then guess what? There has to be somebody that can come and remove the obstruction. And this is what Moses was talking about when he said, "Let my people go." This is what Jesus was talking about when he said that I come so that you may have life and life more abundantly. We're removing the obstruction, removing the veil. Okay? Stop trying to go up and out. Let's go down and in and figure out what you have. Because if you don't have what it takes to heal, then yes, you can't heal yourself. If you don't have what it takes to get to your financial goals, then yes, poverty will overcome you. If you don't have what it takes to get into that social arena that you're looking for, then yes, loneliness will rapture your life. Okay? And so you must understand that it is not about ascending. Stop trying to escape. They are teaching you how to escape the paradigm illegally because you are suicidal and homicidal, which is illegal. And it's also an illegal entrance with drinking and smoking, whatever it is that you're doing. Drinking and smoking is an illegal entrance into the spirit realm. Escape. Okay? Homicide and suicide is an illegal entrance unto the spirit realm. Because nobody's supposed to take your life before your life is written in the book. Nobody is supposed. So you understand me? Suicide and homicide is an escape. Eating, smoking, and drinking is an escape. These are going to be very, very good indicators that you are under the lower self trying to ascend. You see, when you're at the bottom, you're going to go up. But when you understand that you're at the top, you need to come down. Where are you? I'm at the top. I need to go inward. So if I'm at the top, that means I'm a Holy Spirit. If I'm at the top, that means I'm in my most high state. If I'm at the top, that means I'm in my God conscious. And then all I got to do is learn how to now come down and operate this high-mindedness in the earthly realm. But you guys are starting out from the bottom, trying to get to your wings. You already got wings. Now you need to come. Lord have mercy, man. I love y'all. I'm having lots of anxiety, brother. Yes, Will, the reason why you're having lots of anxiety because there's a lot of unsureties in your life. One of the main unsureties in your life, Will, is your instability in your finances. That's the real big key with you. Your financial situation will, until you get that under control, brother, you're just going to be all anxious, okay? Even if you have a good job, it's because you don't like it. It's somebody there that's messing with you and you don't feel secure. Even though you may be having good money, you know that if you act a fool, they'll fire you. If you say something back, they'll fire you. And so what's happening is that's still keeping you unsure. A lot of money, but I can't be free and be me, is still instability. That means that one false move will, and you'll know you'll change your situation, and that's not allowing you to be comfortable, my brother, and that's keeping you anxious, okay? But don't fret, my pet. Don't worry, okay? What we need for you to understand is that it's just this very thing. Okay, bro just told me to remove the stressor. If I remove the stressor, what's stressing you is that you have no control really the way that you would like. So do what you love to do, Will. Do what you love to do. Figure out what it is that you really love to do, and don't measure it up with money. What you love to do, I don't give a fuck if you make $5 an hour, Will. It's what you love to do. Trust me, it'll be more consistent. Okay? So what you love to do should not ever be quantified with money. It's purpose. Living in this paradigm without meaning, you guys, is going to hurt you. And again, this is memory, this is meaning. Most of us are living off of memory, but not out of meaning. Most of us are living out of subconscious and out of the conscious realm. Okay? Fix your instability issue. There's an issue you got right there, Will. You fix that, and then you good, baby. I promise you. If you know exactly what I'm talking about too. We ain't even got to hash it out on here. You know exactly what it is that's stressing you. Fix that shit, and the anxiety go away, bro. You ain't even got to take nothing. Okay? But if you guys want to do things, guys, obviously you can get the owner's manual. If you're looking for a great weight loss, you're looking for a great detox, you can go to the email. Obviously you can get the owner's manual. If you're looking for a great weight loss, you're looking for a great detox, you can go to the email. You can go to the website, get that detox. It's a 21-day detox. It's a lymphatic cleanse. A lymphatic system is the main system of the body for your garbage disposal. So because we don't have a pump on our lymphatic system, our herbs are going to be able to help you relieve this lymphatic fluid, or I call it excess mucus. We're going to eliminate this excess mucus via 4 ways. Via the skin, via your lungs, your colon, and your kidneys, okay? So that means I'm going to make you sweat it out, cough it up. I'm going to make you poop it out, and I'm going to make you pee it out, okay? That's what we're going to do with the 21-day detox. So if you're looking at trying to restart, so if you got high blood pressure and you're trying to cure it in a month, get the detox. If you got high blood sugar, type 2, especially type 2. I can deal with type 1 as well, but you might have to do the detox more than once. But if you got type 2, get the detox, 30 days or less. You follow the instructions on that detox, 30 days or less, you don't got to worry about taking medications no more. Okay, metformin and all of that, you're going to leave it alone in 30 days or less, 21 days to be exact. Okay, if you got high blood pressure and you're on losartan and all this different stuff, look, you follow the directions of the 21-day detox, and that's all you need. The 21-day detox is nothing but funky, measly $50, okay? We ain't price gouging over here, all right? So now, if you are understanding these, okay, and then also I want to say this too, because a lot of people are coming out of chemotherapy, a lot of people are coming out of radiation, a lot of people are coming out of COVID-19 vaccinations, and they're looking for some kind of detox, or they should be. If you've coming off of cancer treatment, you need to detox. If you have came off of cancer treatment, tumor treatment, any kind of radiation, chemotherapy, immunotherapy, whatever it is, up under them doctor's care, you need to detox. If you've been vaccinated, if you've had cancer treatments, if you had tumor treatments, whether it's prostate, breast, it don't matter. If them folks stuck something in you and you are through with them, you ain't got to go back to see them no more, then you need to detox. Get the 21-day detox. I did, you know right away what was going on. Will 30, yeah, I knew right away, man. As soon as you said anxiety, I knew where to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's code words, and that's why I try to tell y'all, when you get into your higher self, this higher self doesn't, this spirit's mind doesn't deliberate in word, okay? So we don't look at words more than we look at symbols and patterns and light, okay? So when people say certain things, that's why folks don't like to call me, even though you get a free consultation with your owner's manual. When you buy your owner's manual, yes, you can call me for free. But I know y'all scared though, because I'm gonna do this to your ass, see? But it's okay. You know, you still need to get your ass whooped in the spirit. I'm gonna do it either on the live or I do it through the phone. It don't really matter. But what am I doing? I am decoding the energy. There's some people that try to trick you. They be sick as hell, but they sound good. There's some people that don't try to trick you. They be feeling bad and they sound bad. There's some people that sound bad but are really feeling good. You got to decode. People will trick you. People can have stage 4, everything, shit melting, the coding, the road, that mother can't even walk. But when you hear them, hey, I'm like, oh, you're so great, right? And then when you get to talking to them, well, you know, I can't use both of my arms, both of my legs are going. And you're like, God damn, what you got? But so the energy though of that person, the energy of that sick person, when you can't hear sickness, that's the energy you need. When you can hear sickness, that's the energy that you can't work with. But I understand how things get people down. So what I try to do is we try to add the polarity, right? Which is, yes, I know you've been to the herbalists, they couldn't help you. Yes, I know you've been to the doctors, they can't help you. But we can. And this is how we're going to do it. And you change that trajectory by understanding how to instill confidence and also how to instill assurance. If you can assure me that you can have the right mind, I can assure you that these things will work for your benefit. Will they keep you alive? I don't know, I'm not God. But will they benefit you? Will they better you in your time? Yes. Will they improve you? Yes. Guaranteed those things. Guaranteed you're going to be feel better. Guaranteed you're going to get improved. Guaranteed that these things are going to change. But does that mean that you're going to live forever? There's no guarantee. Okay? So we don't guarantee everlasting, but we guarantee longevity. Because longevity, we know we can do that. We can get you to outlast whatever they said. We can get you to outlive whoever. We know the remedy for aging. We know the remedy for oxidative stress. We know the remedy for toxins, and we know the remedy for cellular resonance, and we know the remedy for all these different things. We got that in a nutshell. Longevity is something we can achieve. And if I can get you to 120 years old, over time, human beings can get to 240. Once we know the secret to longevity, that's the secret to everlasting. We ain't got to go to everlasting. We just get longevity. Do what we can do, okay? Do what we can do. How many people got questions about this teaching? Don't teach ascension, teach descension. Don't teach spirit leaving matter. Teach spirit going into matter. How many people got that? I've been on 3 blood pressure meds for years, ex-military, ready to get off. All you got to do, Gaga, is just go to the website and order the detox. Okay? Order the detox, and in 30 days, you will be off at least all 3 or either 2 of the 3 blood pressure meds. And the reason why you got blood pressure medications is because you got a series of different things. Now, there are 5 different types of medications. Now, I don't know if I can remember all of them, but I know that there's 5 of them, okay? They're going to give you a vasodilator, okay? A vasodilator is going to be a medication that opens up the blood vessels to improve blood flow. Vasodilator. They also can give you a diuretic. Okay, a diuretic is going to help you pee and urinate to try to help control the blood pressure. So you got a vasodilator, you got a diuretic. Now I also know that they also can give you what they call a calcium channel blocker. Okay, they can give you a calcium channel blocker. They can also give you a beta blocker. Okay, a beta. Okay, they can give you a calcium channel blocker. They can also give you a beta blocker. Okay, a beta blocker, all right? And then that last one is which one? You got vasodilator, all right? And then that last one is which one? You got vasodilator, you got the diuretic, you got the calcium blocker, the beta blocker, And then there's another one too they give you. I forgot the name of it. Dog, I always had all of these in my brain, man. I always had all of these in my brain. Okay? But, right? So now you saying you got 3 blood pressure, that's automatically letting me know that there's some things going on. You may have a diarrhea, right? So now you saying you got 3 blood pressure, that's automatically letting me know that there's some things going on. You may have a diuretic. You may have a vasodilator, okay? And then they may have gave you a calcium blocker or a beta blocker, okay, or something like that, right? And so now you have those is letting me know certain things, okay? So now we're understanding, is this thing going off of obstruction, if it's going off of anxiety, or is it going off of food and diet? We know those things based on the medication. Okay? So that's how you're gonna do it. But with your detox, we're gonna slowly wean you off of all 3 while you're doing the detox, and let your body start to handle the blood pressure like it did before you got on the blood pressure medication. The problem is though with high blood pressure is that you're having the same thing as Will 3-3. You're having some instability issues. Okay, you got to figure out what that stressor is, and if you're willing to keep it, it's gonna kill you. If you're not, then you need to do what you got to do to eradicate that stressor. Okay? And we can do all that for you, Gato. All right? We can do all that for you. Just go to the website, get that 21-day detox, man. And also, it's a guarantee that you're gonna lose between 15 and 20 pounds. Now I know some of y'all are already skinny, and y'all like, well, I can't afford to lose no 15, 20 pounds. I'm already skinny. Well, don't be looking at it from the weight loss. Then look at it from the detoxification. This thing is gonna literally make you sweat it out, cough it up, urinate it, and defecate it out. So again, you can gain weight back. Don't ever be looking at weight when we're looking at healing, okay? Don't ever look at weight when we're looking at healing unless you're very feeble or unless you're very debilitated, and then you let the practitioner consider those things. But when you're looking at just cleansing the body, sometimes that little extra 2 pounds you got is the disease. So yeah, your ass is weighing 102, but the 2 pounds is the disease. That's the shit you need to let the detox get out of you. So just because you're 102 pounds don't mean you ain't got no disease in you. So that little 2 pounds extra is the shit that you need to let go. So don't look at cleansing from a weight loss standpoint. Look at cleansing from a cleansing standpoint. So whether you skinny or big, don't look at it from weight loss. Don't get my detox because you want to lose 15 to 20 pounds. But will you lose 15 to 20 pounds? Yes, indeed. And you're going to urinate. Okay, urinate mostly. This is not going to run you to the bathroom. I don't make colon cleansers. We make whole full body products, remember? So this thing is holistic. That's why we do 4-part harmony. Coughing it up, sweating it out, pooping it out, and peeing it out is a 4-part harmony. We're not going to just make you go run to no shit. You can't shit out all these toxins. And don't let nobody teach you that. You cannot poop out all the toxins. More toxins come out through urination than through any other means outside of the skin as well. So the sweating and the peeing and the pooping and the coughing is a 4-part harmony to try to get it out in multiple ways so that we don't overwhelm any one of these particular organs in the body. We don't overwhelm your skin. I'm not trying to overwhelm your colon. I'm not trying to overwhelm your kidneys. And I'm not trying to overwhelm your lungs. I just need for them to work together in a synergy to where we can symmetrically get this stuff out in a 4-part harmony without harming the person. Okay? The 21-day detox does that for you. If you guys are interested, go to the website and go get that. And also the consultation is on the website as well. Go to the website, type in consultation or email, and you get that. Nothing more than $50. Gonna change your life up forever, okay? So now you're understanding this stuff. Now you're understanding what you need. I need the detox tea. I told you how to get it. I'm called Chosen. Go to the website and get what you need. We'll ship it out to you, okay? So now that we say, okay, so we're not teaching Ascension no more. Anybody that's teaching you to leave out of the body, to go to the astral plane, is not a great teacher. They are old school teacher. They still teaching from the ancestral knowledge without the new. What's new? These people died doing this shit. There's not been a second come. Buddha did not come back. Krishna didn't come back. Jesus ain't came back, not yet. Because we're teaching ascendance. We need to teach descendants. These people need to learn alchemical marriage before they learn individualization. You can't escape this way, but you can escape this way. If you transform, you can become the key to the gate that's blocking you from the goals that you have in your life. But all you have is you. You're not going to find a key on the way. You got to learn how to change into the key. You're not going to find money along the way. You got to transform into the money. You're not going to find these things along this journey. You got to learn how to transmute into the things that you need. When you are these things along this journey, you got to learn how to transmute into the things that you need. When you are